Peace and love, strength and honor, Samir Saif representing Ontario Top Team. And today is day 30, and this will be my final daily journal of my recovery and rehabilitation using functional range systems, functional range conditioning, and doing a functional range assessment on myself, and slowly moving towards being able to do kin stretch. These are all of the things that are under functional range systems of my right hip anterior direct. So direct anterior right hip replacement revision. So if you recall, I was in the hospital bed and it was very difficult for me to pull my leg up, and it still is. The most difficult movement for me is to pull my heels towards my butt and bridge. So here's the exercises that I started with. So now I can bring it much closer. So that's after 30 days. I was having difficulty to bridge. I can bridge, abducting and adducting with a squeeze. I can straight leg lift, not quite to 90 yet, but almost. And I can control it. Go sideways, not too bad. I also can bring my knee in, which is also one of the challenges. I can extend, and I can do axial turns, and not too much pain. Also, I can now butterfly and lift. I can also cross my leg, which is pretty cool. I can lift and bring it back down. I can take my leg off, and I can curl, so still tough, but I couldn't do any of these 30 days ago, and lift my leg myself. I also, with help, so I have a lot more flexibility in my left leg, my knee, my hip, but not bad now. Can get up, no problem. You do this one here. So internal rotation, pretty good. I can circle, no problem. So that's my good hip. Not too bad. And I can lift it. Not too bad. I also was practicing to cross my legs. And I can cross my legs. So I've been able to recover a lot of just normal hip movement. So pretty happy about that. Just being able to there we go. So not bad. After holding it for 2 minutes, I can go in a nice forward hold. Butterfly has improved. I don't feel like I'm sat back here now. I'm forward. Also more general control of moving to half 90 or 90. Just as you can see, I'm moving a lot more normal. I've approached healing my hip with controlled articular rotations. I think that's probably the most significant approach that you can use. And in my hip, I've done it in 3 major ways. So the one way has been to do it on my side, stacked hips and shoulders. So just trying to take, in a controlled fashion, the different directions that a hip can take. So having like extension, abduction, external rotation, adduction, flexion, and then taking it in both ways. So sometimes I don't do the external rotation right away. You know, I want to lengthen it out. But just trying to find different tissue lines. And then internal rotation, which I think is key to recovery. And then learning how to irradiate or use isometric tension throughout the body and at what percentage to get the results that you're looking for. So this is what I use, like I said, as the major tool to retrain my hip, that it's a hip, just trying to find different angles, different movements that a hip does, axials, and in different, maybe some end range movements while working on my hip, just getting as much signal as possible. So I used this position on my side. I used in the quad position, same as well. Really trying to control my spine, and that's been really tough not having my spine involved, my back. But as best as I can. But this has been key. Just same thing. And then finally standing up, and I hope you noticed how easy I got up. Or easier. So again, this has been instrumental in the healing process and training my hip to be a hip and trying to move it in all possible ways that a hip moves. With that internal rotation really being a big part. And then today being the first day I don't lean on something, I'm going to try to support. So on day 30, supporting my weight on my operated hip. Premiere, you are first to see it. That's good. Day 30. Good. So that's me supporting myself, and I'll start going on a half ball to support myself on my surgery leg. Yeah, that's cool. So that's day 30. So using hip cars in all kind of different ways, retraining the hip, huge part that I didn't see in physiotherapy, in normal physiotherapy. The functional range systems approaches teach your hip to be a hip again and then slowly progress loading it more, moving beyond just loading it isometrically, using bands, using challenges, using end range challenges, using weights, and always finding that line between pain and discomfort. Just getting to the edges of discomfort, I think, are the best way to approach, where you're a little bit sore after, but you're not demoralized and broken down the next day. I think that would regress you or take you back. So that's what I am moving as on day 30, in the sense of, I imagine me lifting my knees towards my chest. And that is day 30. Trying to lift my knees towards my chest. So pretty happy about squatting like that. I know some people can't even squat, so doing that on day 30 is pretty good. And I just want to take this time to thank the following people from the Functional Range Systems: Dr. Andrea Spina, Dr. Michael Cheevers, Dr. Mitch Brosner, Christina Gonzalez, Dewey Nielsen, Dana Heimbecker, Hunter Cook, Brian Marug, Ian Markow, and Melanie Retz. Thank you for your administrative help. But all of these people, and of course including Andrea Spina, the creator of Functional Range Systems, have touched me in one way or another, either through me learning from them, doing the course with them, doing the courses that they teach, following them on Instagram, or them reaching out to me and actually giving me support during my recovery and prior to my recovery. These people have been amazing, and I suggest that you reach out to them online and book some time with them, or just follow them on Instagram. I wouldn't be here today without them. I wouldn't be here today without the Functional Range Systems community, Functional Range Conditioning, Kinstretch. Kinstretch has been life-changing for me. It's a different approach to stretching and mobility. Prior to my surgeries and the pain that came on over the last 5 years, I actually did the front splits and side splits forever. And so just imagine, to my chagrin, when I come to realize that I was doing the splits without actually having a hip. So just imagine the damage that I was doing. So it's really important to understand anatomy, the physiology of stretching and mobility, just understanding how the body works. And Functional Range Systems does that. It teaches you anatomy, it teaches you physiology, it teaches you common sense. So signing off after 30 days, hopefully this last 30 days has been able to help you. DM me, comment, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram or Twitter, and let's have some dialogue. Peace and love, strength and honor, Samir Saif, representing Ontario Top Team. Pow!